Look at the tag on your shirt. Look at the water bottle sitting in front of you. It's more than likely that it's not made in the United States. Most people are unaware of outsourcing and how much it affects the U.S. economy and affects them in general. Today I'll discuss with you 3 reasons why outsourcing hurts the U.S. The first reason is it strengthens foreign economies. It puts money into foreign economies, takes money out of the U.S. economy. Think of it this way. An American worker who gets paid here in the U.S. puts money into the U.S. economy, but then he loses his job to outsourcing. So now a foreigner is getting paid that money that he would have got, and that foreigner is now putting the money into his own economy. So it's a double blow to the U.S. There's no money going into ours, and there's more money going into a foreign economy. An additional caveat onto this is it puts the U.S. in an awkward situation militarily. A perfect example of this is in January when the U.S. naval drone was captured by the Chinese government. Here's a picture of the drone that they captured. It's an underwater submersible that's used for spying and detecting mines and stuff. There's no personnel on it, but it's still considered a U.S. naval vessel. And under Naval Declarations of War, Article 7.3.2 and 7.3.3, this would be an act of war, and the United States could have gone to war with China over it. But since our economies are so tied together, of course we didn't go to war. Thirdly, it takes away skills, not just menial labor skills, but any job and skill imaginable. A New York City Times article from December 29th said in part, India's computer software designs companies are the largest growing portion of their economy, whereas in the U.S., our software design companies haven't grown since the 1970s. This just shows that outsourcing is booming other economies and crippling our own. Also, The Consumerist in 2008 wrote an article about McDonald's and other fast food chains, speaking about outsourcing the drive-through window operators. Basically, an operator would be from a call center in a foreign country potentially, operating for all the drive-throughs anywhere in the United States. So if you expound on this and think if it could happen to fast food, it could happen to any job you could possibly think of. From teachers operating in the schools, it could be done through a computer system and you don't need a teacher in the classroom in front of you. So it could happen to any job you can think of. Lastly, it puts strain on the U.S. government-funded programs, such as welfare, unemployment, and other program aids. Unemployment rates, as you can see here, starting in the 1950s and going up to 2015, fluctuate with the economy going up and down, but it generally stays between 4 and 10%. As of January, it's at 4.9%. The normal unemployment payment is 26 weeks. These numbers are a little misleading, though, as what happens after the 26 weeks are over? Well, that person drops off the unemployment rate. So if you think about that, hypothetically, if after 26 weeks everyone in the United States could be off unemployment, but they'd be out of a job as well, so the unemployment rate would be at 0%. Also, higher paying jobs that are outsourced may force a person to take lower paying jobs and possibly be on welfare. This is an additional strain on the U.S. taxpayers and the economy, as that job was outsourced and the higher paying job is now overseas. Today I told you about 3 reasons why outsourcing hurts the U.S. economy. 1, by strengthening foreign economies. 2, by taking away skilled and menial labor jobs from the U.S. And also it puts additional strain on U.S. government-funded programs, like I said, in the form of welfare and unemployment. I'll leave you with a quote from George Washington. He said this during his last presidential farewell speech in 1796. He said, "The nation which indulges towards another an habitual hatred or habitual fondness is in some degree a slave." He meant by this that if you're unnecessarily allied with a country, or economically even, as we are with China, that puts you in a slave position or just unnecessarily tied to them, hurting your own economy. So if George Washington could see this back in 1796, it even has more of an effect today. I encourage you all to take George Washington's advice in your daily life and consider what you're buying products from, where they were made. and anything else you do in general. Thank you for your time today. If there's no more questions, that concludes my speech.